Hey cousins, I got another throwback video for y'all. We're going to make this cheesesteak lasagna. The recipe, of course, is available on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. And y'all, this was originally uploaded about, I want to say 7 years ago, but it is still in heavy rotation, as most of my recipes are. So let's get right to it. I use beef chuck flat iron steak. Now, y'all, when I made this recipe a couple years ago, well, it felt like a couple years ago, but many moons ago, I was on a budget, a strict budget. So I didn't use that much meat in this recipe. Now, if I was making this today, I would probably triple the amount of meat. Real talk, y'all. That's the only thing I would really change about this. And I will probably season the meat with my, not probably, I would definitely season it with my steak which your mama gave you at Rosemary Seasonings, which is my company. But those are some changes that I would make, okay? So we got that flank steak into my pan. Oh my God. I kind of miss my little beat up apartment. There were so many memories there. Like, look at my little ugly stove, beat up pan. But y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I was really, doing what I did when I first started this channel. This was actually, a couple years after I started the channel. But y'all, it was still seriously struggle time. But once the meat was done, I went ahead and I just chopped it up. And I'm mixing it up, y'all, because I didn't have a lot of it. Okay, I didn't mention that in the first video. But the reason why I was mixing it like that, because I was trying to make it stretch. Okay, so tip, if you don't have, like, money like I didn't have during this time, you can mince it up too. Or if you just want to say you're making a different type of lasagna, use ground beef. You could do that. You can use ground beef for real. Okay? You can even use a cheaper cut of steak. In the pan, we have a little bit of oil. We have our peppers and onions. I would probably dice it instead of leaving them in strips, to be completely honest with you, if I was to do this completely over. You can leave them in strips because, it worked out pretty good, but I would definitely, yeah, that's what I would change. Again, if you want the exact measurements, head over to iHeartRecipes.com and you can use the changes that I'm telling you in this video, as far as like the chopping and some, the seasonings, and you can use more meat. Now I'm going to add in my ricotta. If you don't like ricotta, you don't have to use it, baby. You don't. You can actually substitute that with some other stuff like cream cheese. Not cream cheese. Well, you can use cream cheese. But let's just act like we're going to use the ricotta, okay? Because that's just too much trying to redo this recipe. We are going to go ahead and add in the Italian cheeses. And we're also going to add in some eggs at this time. And then we're going to mix everything until well combined. Oh, yeah, I added my Italian seasoning. I actually still have this mixing bowl. It was a set once upon a time. But I only have this bowl. That little spatula that I'm using right there, y'all, was from the Dollar Tree. Wow, this is so crazy when I'm like going back and watching my old recipes. So we have our lasagna noodles. I cooked them prior to assembling everything. And then here we're going to make our white sauce. So I have my butter and then I'm going to add some flour. You want to cook it until the flour taste is like kind of cooked out, if that makes sense. If it don't worry. I make way more sense like on paper. So head over to iHeartRecipes.com so y'all can print the recipe card for free. We added in our milk, or actually half and half is what I use now. You want to let it cook until it can coat the spoon just like so. And now we're going to add in this secret ingredient, which really isn't a secret ingredient. But go ahead and add that in there. And then we're going to mix it until it's nice and creamy, just like so. I believe I said that just like that in the original video. So now we're going to add our cheese. The cheese is going to melt in here. Then you're going to have your cheese sauce. Whisk it up. This whisk that I'm using came from the Dollar Tree as well. Or now they call it the $1.25. And now we're just going to go ahead and mix until well combined. And I think we're ready to assemble. This is my cheese mix here. Again, y'all know what I'm about to say, right? iHeartRecipes.com. Exact measurements. Print it out for free. If you don't want a traditional holiday meal, and you want something different, try this. It's easy. Not a lot of cleanup because you're just going to be using, a couple of dishes and stuff like that. If you don't want that ham and turkey, this is the way to go. So we have our ricotta mixture. We're going to go ahead and put that over the pasta. Now, you see me put the pasta in first, right? You want to lightly grease the bottom. I don't think I showed that on camera, or I probably was so focused on recording this that I probably skipped that part. But go ahead and do that. And then you're going to add the meat and peppers. Again, look at the little itty bitty meat that I had, y'all. I really wanted to record this for y'all back then, and I didn't have the funds to get enough meat at the time. But I still did it for y'all. Go ahead and pour your cheese sauce over. And then we're going to repeat steps, okay? So, I don't know why I felt the need for that dramatic, old, slow part, but we just repeat the steps. Look at me trying to really spread the little bits of the meat throughout. And then we're going to top it off. More sauce and cheese. And then we are going to let this bake in the oven. And at this point, you see the little bit that I had left, y'all. I was really trying to make a stretch. But this is such a good dish, especially if you have the right amounts and all that other good stuff. We're going to place this in the oven on 350. We're going to bake it for 45 minutes. And again, uncovered. And once it comes out of the oven, this is what it looks like. So, so good. My family still enjoys this. If you don't want to use steak, go ahead and use chicken. And this is the final dig in. Let's go ahead and dig that in, y'all. Or dig into it. All right. Most of my little utensils came from the Dollar Tree back then. And there you have it. Cheese steak lasagna. Again, this was recorded many moons ago. But you know what? I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you another lasagna recipe. So stay tuned.